Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I would like to welcome you guys to episode 508. Today is Sunday, May 10th, 2026, and I'm glad you could join me today. It is a pretty chill Mother's Day. I'm still sort of sick. Whatever. We'll get it figured out. But this might result in maybe not as much content, but it's fine. What was it? I was actually getting ready to record this morning, and then I noticed that last week's video had failed to upload to YouTube, so then I took some time, or I had to take some time to fix that before I did this one, so you'll get 2 episodes close in time, but maybe not for me. Oh, that's weird. Where did that other stitch go? We're just gonna take a moment. No, there it went. Whatever, we're gonna fetch that and call it good. As you do. I was like, skip a decrease on this side. Have an extra decrease on this one. So, so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually working on the hexagon socks. This is a pattern from Think Outside the Socks. It's by Kristen Hall. They are visually very ridiculous socks. I'm gonna have to try that again. Probably. Alright. So visually pretty ridiculous. So a bit slow going. It isn't maybe quite as easy to take in and out of the project bag as some projects are. So not too crazy there. But this is the part where I get rid of that extra stitch. Apparently I hadn't counted very well when I split this guy, but that's fine. We found it in the end. So I'm knitting this out of Full Mesa Twin in the Red Hot Chili colorway, which is very bright. That's right. Okay. I think we're back on track. And so far it's turning out quite lovely. The grin on my spouse's face when he tried on the first sock was very large. So he's very happy with the progress so far. And it would be the case where his original pair needs mending. And now that we're in that part of the year, I will save all of my mending for I'm gonna be saving all of my mending until Labor Day, which is earlier this year. So I may end up having a late episode that Monday so I can show you all of the wonderful things that I've managed to do. But it is the case where I've just been sort of rolling up all of the various things that will need mending. So what we have so far, like I'm such a cuff down sock knitter, I have to work these unusual construction socks cuff down as well. And this will be a little bit easier than the other pair because what I did was one of the rows of hexagons around the foot I made smaller, which I don't even know if you can tell on the finished sock, but basically this one is smaller, but then that resulted in interesting thinking about it. Whatever. We can get them on sock blockers later, but this is how the first one has turned out. So I think I was working on the toe when I talked to you guys last. So we have our cuff, and then we have a really good spiral pool on the toe. I did end up grafting it shut because I just think that ends up being smoother and neater and makes for a nice little finish, even though it isn't perfectly hexagonal. And yeah, everything is lined up right there. So, um, so not too crazy there. I guess I didn't check to see that the weight of this was greater than the weight of this. We can we can be in denial for a little bit longer. Oh, broken nail. We'll have to take care of that at some point. So, um, this didn't travel with me a lot this week. I do bring it to knit night and at least get a little bit done on it there. Um, so I'm now in the second row, which means I have 19 hexagons to go plus the cuff. So, whatever. It's fine. So, will I carry it around with me more? I don't know. We'll see. I need to, at some point, I will need to hustle, but I would like to move on to other things. But what ended up getting more work this week, or these past 2 weeks, has been my Nightfall cardigan, or Squimbrain cardigan. So this is by Skein Knits. I'm knitting it out of Rauno Rama Phenol Garn and PT2. This is all, would it be all yarn that I got at Wall of Yarn for the last good stitches, stitches 2020. What is it? That was, I think, the only upside to moving to San Francisco at the beginning of 2020 was I still got to go to Stitches. Um, so this has gotten probably most of my effort. That's been what I've carried with me to work when I have been working. I don't even know. Did I take off work before the last episode? Who knows? Whatever. So it would be the case where I can't remember if I had restarted on the body again last week. It isn't like, or last time. I didn't rewatch the episode. It's fine. Um, but I have managed to get like a couple of lice into this one, so no big deal. Um, like in terms of what is it? So in order to hit sort of what measurements I wanted to do, which I guess I haven't double checked. It's probably always good to double check. Was so the pattern had intended for you. Let's see if we can't see like a schematic. So they had been saying, okay, I don't know. It might end up being that I decide to knit a little bit more of this color 5 or end up knitting. Like I definitely have the option of like I have quite a lot of ribbing on this bad boy, so if I did want it to hit um so I think it was the case where I wanted it to be 50 centimeters and like this is 12. So I don't even know. Um, I think that is what I intended though. So it needed to be like 12 or 13. Of course, I don't have the measurements on here at all. Like, was this still a good plan? I was like, did it actually need to be longer? It might have needed to be longer. Whatever, it's fine. Maybe they're just assuming that you end up having it so long with you want it to be so long, but whatever. We'll get it worked out. So at some point I will what is it? I don't have to worry about this one for a while. And probably in terms of yarn usage, yeah, I have more than a full ball of yarn. So, or I have a more than a full ball of that color. So I'm not too worried if I need to end up knitting more of, if I end up needing to knit more of certain colors. Or if it ends up being a little bit more of that with color or a little bit more of the ribbing, we'll make it work. Cause yeah, it got like a little bit strange, I think, as I'm trying to mentally do math. Like roughly speaking, I think the pattern itself has you go to I don't know, and it doesn't need to be the same size as that other sweater. That's fair. So I don't know what I'm talking about here. Um, but like definitely much, yeah, I have so much. I have so much of this yarn. Whatever. We'll see what happens. But um so so I was just sort of going through the math and it'd be the case where you could argue that maybe things were like a little bit less clear because she didn't say like what or whatever. It wasn't the case where she was like knit this much ribbing. Um if you're going to divide your body into 3 colors, it's going to be like this. So it may just be the case where in order to hit those links that I want to do, um, I could just end up doing like the snowflakes for however long, and then for the same number of repeats as I'm doing now, and then add in the trees. And I bet that'll make up for it. And then I'll probably, in that case, what'll happen is I'll probably end up doing um, a similar amount of ribbing because I don't want to run out of the dark color. I have no clue if I can still get this yarn because it has been 7 years. So it's all good. But yeah, so coming along. Is it a little bit of an unwieldy project? Maybe. Um, is a I don't know. I guess it's TBD if it turns out that I don't even need to. I guess I broke into both the skeins, so we'll see. We'll see how much of this I end up using. I'll laugh if it was only one. But yeah, coming along. Gonna have pretty decent leftovers after the end of this, probably. But shouldn't be too crazy. So it's just a lot of boring knitting with occasional color work rows, which is very manageable. And I'm knitting these on my fixed 3mm circulars, so not too much that could go awry at this point. So, yep, just going round and round and round. And that's like pretty good knitting for this time of year. It's pretty stressful time at work in the month of May and sometimes June. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So that's done. Um, Unfortunately, no tea this week or coffee. It was like so we'll make it work without that. Um, so in terms of spinning, I've actually been very productive. Um, and have been having a lot of fun actually spinning up some of the more volume intensive parts of my stash. Obviously, enough at some point I'll need to make a switch, but but it is wild because I've been core spinning. And what I'm going to show first are these guys. I don't know if I had finished any of these like at the time of last recording last time, because I was like last time I was showing you my finished rainbow, and this time we have a couple of different ones. So this one here is merino fleece. I can't remember if it was washed or unwashed. Which I then combined with skein ties of my Madeline Tosh DK, and so that ended up making a really cool core spun yarn and very soft. The one in the middle is from the core spinning class this October with JC Boggs. And so I made a rainbow bat, which is pretty fabulous. And then I tried to spin it going from reds to blues. And then the last one here was the majority of what I ended up doing in class. And so this was mostly blue with colored silks in it. So like sari. So I have like a red sari, yellow sari, and then also like teal. And then some sort of white thing as well. So all very wonderful and soft and gorgeous. And then I am working on the last bat from that class, which is filling, like, I was hoping to finish, but like, I'm almost filled the 12-ounce bobbin and I still have so much bat left to go. Um, so this one, I can just bring it in again because, um, like, this is interesting because it was the case where it was like the end of the class. I realized I had like whatever. JC's like, you have the technique down, whatever. And so then I was like, all right, I'm going to spend the rest of the class making bats. And so the rainbow one was one of those. And then this one was like a dare to myself to see how much silk I could put in. So there is, I don't even know what's in this at this point. Like, I don't know if, like, the teal part of it is wool. It might be wool. But almost the rest of this is just, like, sorry. Um, so there might be like two shades of blue and then all this sari. And then as it's core spinning, like the sari ends up popping up and making all of the like pretty colors. But there's definitely some blurple, blue of unreality, and then all these fun pops of color from the sari. So I think this one's gonna be super gorgeous. I might struggle to get it onto a bobbin, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, and then sometimes the sari is hard, but it's fine. But what's crazy is I'm actually starting to see the end of my I'm starting to see the end of my cone of Zephyr. So I got a 1 pound cone of Zephyr before they ended up stopping to produce it. I don't know. No, could they have brought it back? I don't know. Like, this is one of my favorite. I primarily use it for core spinning. And then it was the case where I was trying to figure out like what I was going to do. I was trying to see if there was a place I could go to locally um to get like silk plying thread or to get like a proper cone of it, and looks like I don't know. I was disappointed with the number of yards I could get. Um so um would it be because I didn't just want to get like 100 yard spool because I feel like because that's what I ended up doing for my caveat spin was that I did buy 100 yard bobbins of silk, and it took a couple in order to finish plying. So like I want to get a big cone, but um I might have to look in different sources, but it doesn't sound like I can get it locally. Um what is it? So I might, or what is it? Because there are like a couple of like iconic fabric stores. But then this is like a little bit of a weird request, so whatever. Um, so it's probably possible from China. I don't know that I want to wait that long though. Um, it was like surely there is there probably is a place with a sewing store. I guess I don't know where um where that might end up being, but whatever. So, or I have to have it be sent to my hotel. So I'll have to figure that out. Um, or have it be sent to one of my coworkers. Um, so like I'll have to figure it out. But at least for the time being, what I'm thinking of doing is I'll just take the easy way out and I will ply with this. And so that'll end up bringing in maybe a bit more white to it, which I'm not too worried about. Um, but I think I do want to ply them instead of using them as singles, so. And I don't think I want to ply them on themselves, or like this might be the only one that I might apply on itself. We'll see. I'll have to decide. Um, I'll have to see. I'll also have to see if my friends ended up weighing in on it or not. So that was, or would be, so that was like quite a bit of spinning in the grand scheme of things. And then I will have to figure out what my next project is going to be. So I feel like I've been doing a lot more spinning recently. So I don't know if I'm going to end up doing that one there. I'll just continue practicing being mindful about my thickness. Yeah, and I also don't know. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. So if I end up spinning thicker, then I would want to add another braid to it. So I'll have to go through my stash to figure out what that's going to be. And I may end up, I don't know, like, that was hard, right? Um, yeah, because I guess, what is it? Like, I made, might even be two. Um, so I may, yeah, I'll have to decide what I want to do exactly. Because I did like the idea of having each each ply be a color, but then I'm wondering if I want to um make them as layered bats instead. So I'd still end up getting the marl, but then it wouldn't have as much color blocking. Choices to be made. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how I feel. But it feels like I'm gonna be on this project for at least a bit longer. I don't know. I probably will be done by then. And I do like an excuse to use the term Carter. So I may end up adding one or two more braids to that. We'll see. Or yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know whether or not I would add one of the yarn school braids to it. Because then that would really bulk it out in the end. So we'll see. But it would be the case where I think that's always a targeted category at my stash. So, uh, no, because there definitely are. Yeah, I'd almost have to go through some really old pictures about what I had planned to do with them, because I had laid out at least a couple ideas of things. So, whatever, we'll see. But yeah, like since my first round of relaxing and spinning thicker ended up going fairly well. Let's see what else I could do there. And maybe it would be fun to see what could go together. So we'll see. Yeah, because I'm not quite yet in the mood for a dyeing project. And that would be something that I would want to, or would it be like if I wanted to move on to like the Romney fleece? That is one where I would want to dye in the wool, or dye the wool before I card it. I don't even know if I need to do anything else, like if I should like go through the process of washing again or not. I don't know. So, um, we'll see. Because if it's not clean enough, I could definitely see a problem there. Um, Whatever, it's all a learning experience. If I wanted an easier thing, then I would do the CBM. And that one, all of its delightful variation would be coming from, or a decent portion of it would just be coming from the colors of the fleece itself. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, but yeah, no, because I would be really excited to cast on a new knitting project, but it still feels like I have a decent way to go. But yarn's all out. I suppose I could just wind it. Um, have everything be ready to go. But yeah. So would it be so should be able to record again in 2 weeks, and that'll be Memorial Day weekend. So definitely looking forward to that. And it's an early one this year. And then there probably will be quite a lot to share because I will have all of my stash dash plans put together, which is why none of these are applied. And I probably will end up sharing what the current state of my pile of mending is and what it be, go from there. So should be good. It may be the case where I just have quite a lot of lost cause socks, so whatever, that's what I get for not hitting that one fast, but it's fine. So we will see. I'm definitely would it be? I'd be very excited if I wasn't sick anymore. So I want to wish all of the mothers a happy Mother Day. It's been a wild ride. um, and I look forward to talking to you guys again in 2 weeks. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.